I'm Ryan Kaplan from Pressure Bomb Express, and today I'm going to show you how to safely and properly fill your pressure bomb unit. Today we're using a PMS Model 615 unit that has an external nitrogen reservoir, so before you go out into your fields each time to take your samples, you'll need to transfer nitrogen from your tank in the shop into your unit that you're taking out into the field. So I'm going to show you step-by-step safe instructions on how to transfer the nitrogen into the tank properly. The first step in the filling process of the pressure bomb is a pretty easy one. You need to turn off the nitrogen tank and you need to bleed the pressure off of the line. That way when you disconnect it, it doesn't explode. To do that, you need to turn off the nitrogen tank and crack the chamber to let the air out of the line. Once that's done, you're ready to disconnect it. The next step in the process is you need to disconnect the nitrogen line from your pressure bomb unit, and then you're going to connect that line to the line from your external nitrogen unit. You'll do that by pulling up on the quick release valve. Sometimes when you pull up on the quick release valve, there's a little O-ring in here that will come falling out. When it does, I like to use the back of just a Bic pen. You can get in there and get it seated back up. That helps. If you don't notice that it fell out, you won't be able to get seated pressure when you connect your nitrogen tank. So after that, you take the hose from your external source and you'll connect it to the unit. And then you're ready to pressurize this line. Now that we've got both of the nitrogen sources connected, it's time to crack the line on your external source, and that's going to fill the line with pressure all the way up to the nitrogen tank you're going to take out into the field. At that point, then you'll be able to transfer gas into the tank that you're taking out. So we'll start by opening up the valve on your external tank. Sometimes you'll have a leak here and you have to move it around a little bit to seat that gasket, but once that's done, the line is pressurized. Then you're ready to move on to the next step. Now that the line from your fill tank is pressurized all the way up to the tank that you're going to take out into the field, the next step is to crack open the valve on the tank that you're taking into the field. When you crack it open, you'll hear a hissing sound, and that's the nitrogen going from the fill tank into the tank that you're taking into the field with you. So you crack it and you wait until the hissing sound stops. Once you're done transferring the nitrogen from the fill tank into the tank we're taking out to the field, you need to close both valves. You close the valve on the tank that's going to the field, you close the valve on the fill tank. With both ends closed, that leaves nitrogen pressure trapped in the line between that you need to disconnect. So to fix this, you need to bleed off the pressure in the line. With both ends closed, you open up the bleeder valve, it bleeds off pressure in the line, and then you'll be able to disconnect it. Once that's done, close the bleeder and you're ready to disconnect. Now that you've closed both nitrogen tanks and bled off the pressure, it's time to disconnect the line. When you disconnect the line, then you can reconnect it to the pressure bomb unit, but just remember to make sure that the O-ring hasn't fallen out. For the last step in the filling process, we need to crack open the nitrogen tank to make sure that the line has seated properly. If it's seated properly, the pressure on the gauge will build and stop. If it hasn't, there'll be a hissing sound and you'll need to wiggle the line until it seats up. There it went. It's seated, we have pressure built. At this point, you can close the tank and head out in the field to start taking your samples.